Everything.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sunday Football Round 17 action coming your way. It is the last home game at Manuka for the Kangaroos up against the Cats in what we expect to be a pretty solid game here. Dwayne Russell, good afternoon.
Great to be here, Derm. It's a beautiful day for football. Not as warm as it'll be on the Gold Coast for the Kangaroos next year, but a beautiful day for footy. And a great day for that man, umpire Darren Goldsmith. Game number 350, and he holds the ball aloft to signal to the teams that we're about to get underway. And what's a pretty important game for the Cats.
Absolutely. Darren Goldsmith, he's revisiting the Apple Chapman gate of a few weeks ago. He reported me on a couple of occasions too, Darren.
So he should have too, Derm, and I think he might have reported Jason McCartney in a game in the finals that cost him a grand final, the one that Cam Mooney replaced him in and allowed Cam Mooney to be a Kangaroo premiership player. The Cats bursting through the banner. A couple of change for the Cats, and Jared Rook is out of the Cats lineup, and he'll be a player that will be missed. And Peter Riccardi comes in for the Cats.
He's been in very good form too, Jared Rook. They've won 5 out of their last 6, the Cats. And as you can see, a beautiful backdrop. The sky is nice. No precipitation here today whatsoever. And, well, the Cats have still got a big chance. They can go into the 8 tonight if Fremantle lose and they win. Yes, and I noticed Corey Jones also said today in the press that the Kangaroos can still make the 8, but they would need to win 7 of their last 6 games to get there, the Kangaroos. So I can't see that happening, Dom. Not great odds to succeed in that ratio there. Well, Mark Bomber Thompson, the coach of the Cats, is with. From that, it's an interesting one, though, and here they are. Well, their record here has been okay, the Kangaroos. And they've played 17 games here since 1998. They've got 10 wins, 7 losses. That's a 58% winning margin. They've only done it, well, basically the same game. They get 5 possessions more at other grounds, so they probably use the ball a fraction more wisely. And here he is, a little bit of hello Dolly going to the Gold Coast. But will their win-loss ratio be 58%? That remains to be seen. But pretty well identical apart from the disposals there at the top. Kangaroos line up. You are a naughty boy, by the way. The Kangaroos line up, and as we said, they've got a couple of changes in it, but they're allowing the young lads to lead them out onto the field for the last time here at Manuka Oval. This is their Dear John game, and they're led out by the captain Simpson. And we'll find out from Jason McCartney after the break whether he's done anything wrong or whether it's just to push up a few youngsters. But they have been here since 1998, and along the way, the Kangaroos here at Manuka have just given us some wonderful moments to take home. You're watching Sunday Football, Round 17 action. Coming to you from Manuka, it's the Cats and the Kangaroos.
He put...
Richard Abraham special, the big run and a big launch and a big grab.
Here they go. They can hit the lead. 2 bounces. He might go all the way. Loads up from 15. It's a long bomb. Home! Kangaroos in front. 2 minutes from time. From Manuka, Big Stephen King against Adam Simpson. Kingy wins the toss. We'll kick to the left-hand side of your screen, the major scoreboard end. Well, Dwayne, he lives close enough over in Perth to the Margaret River, but Dennis Cometti's been collecting wine in the eastern states all this weekend. Dennis, good afternoon.
Good stuff it is too, Dim. I'm carrying it now. I'm paying the penalty. I'm carrying it around the country. I thought I could just send it on to Perth, but apparently not. So we're looking forward to this game and seeing the Cats continue on their winning ways, I would imagine. Won 5 of their last 6. The day belongs to that man, Darren Goldsmith, and of course the Kangaroos, their final appearance at this ground. And I heard a smattering of boos as they came onto the ground.
Well, it is
nothing to do with the wine.
No, their Dear John game. Let's go down to Jason McCartney. Can you tell us anything about the 2 boys on the bench, Grant and Simpson? They seem to be like in their best 3 or 4 players.
Yeah, good afternoon. Quite interesting that, Dermot. Look, Grant and Simpson starting on interchange, as you've spoke about. Also, to follow up, Lee Brown and Troy Makepeace out of the side. They've been dropped. No injury concerns there. So whether it's sending a message or just trying to give some young kids some exposure, see if they can actually play with these last 5 rounds. Jared Rook out of the Geelong side, he's going to be sorely missed with a shoulder injury. So that's why Peter Riccardi's coming to the side.
Thanks, mate.
Maybe it was smoke inhalation. Umpire Goldsmith. I've got some figures on Grant and Simpson too to show why they should be out of the team. Opening bounce. Last time we were here, the Kangaroos played Sydney. It was a good game of footy in front of a big crowd. McIntosh knocks it down. Johnson comes through, missed the football. That ball slow to release. Bartel back to Johnson. Steve Johnson. Ling goes in. Pratt had it bounce off his foot. Eventually Kelly emerges with the football. Kicks it down towards half forward. High one. Bested away down there by Wells. In front a chance for Corey. Rawlings on the ground. Harvey goes in after the football. Worked forward by the Roos about 5 metres. Hand pass comes across eventually to Pratt. Now a chance for Harris. Scrambly stuff. Rawlings. Hand passes forward. This is Swallow. Involved moments ago. Harvey finds some space eventually, but misses a target, and the ball bounces out of bounds. Just looking at Grant, coming off 34 possessions last week on Friday Night Football. And Simpson had 33 possessions against Geelong in round 2. His all-time high is 41 against Geelong, round 19, 2001. So go figure.
Well, so he was out of form
Apparently.
last week.
Oh, Bartel appeared to be hit high. Umpire said play on Kelly. Also out of form. Caught and threw it away. Umpire Goldsmith says play on. Rawlings has the shot and gets the opener for the Kangaroos. Umpire Goldsmith in form early in game 350.
Well, the boy from East Fremantle, young Andrew Swallow, that is a fantastic tackle. Well finished and capped off by Rawlings. But watch this, just gets the pin on one hand, takes them on Kelly, and he's just cruising there. Doesn't have the great peripheral vision in the deep traffic there to see that somebody was going to beset him. Taken down very, very well by Swallow.
Umpire Golspink had the ceremonial first bounce. He's gone down to the half-forward line now of Geelong. Umpires this afternoon, Nichols, Woodcock and Golspink. This is umpire Nichols. A very good bounce too, although it does float on the breeze. Swallow a half chance. Bartel had it blanketed. King to Kelly. Floats one very high towards the 50. Jones in front. Johnson came back hard. And there'll be a free kick going out there to Corey Jones. Advantage won't be paid.
Did he make contact with the ball first?
He made contact with everything.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I thought he might have got the ball first. And
Certainly had his eyes on the ball.
yep. No malice whatsoever.
Here's Jones.
Everybody ahead of him here.
Yep. Jones from half back then. Spots a man moving and finds him. Well played. This is Ferrito. A couple of bounces for Rito. Runs beyond the wing. Looks inside the forward 50 over Rocker's head. Coming in on the angle and juggling the mark is the man who got the opening goal, Brady Rawlings.
He's starting on the front of the centre square, the true centre half forward position. They bounce the ball and he runs straight in to apply his run with roll. And he is so good for a hard press run with type player. But he is very, very good at running forward when the Kangaroos have the footy. Unique quantity, this young man.
Just inside the 50. Unconvincing approach, but a beautiful kick. Splits the middle.
He started and stuttered so much in that run. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Dennis. It was just... thought he was going to kick into the man on the mark.
He looks like a man sort of on skates, unfamiliar with the ice dirt.
Yes, but he's still out there.
How is the arm?
Yeah, I've had better weeks. Wouldn't be able to carry around a crate of plonk, that's for sure.
The 2 goals to Brady Rawlings. According to the time clock here, we haven't started yet, but I say things move a little slower in Canberra. Hamish McIntosh trying to get the tap down to advantage. Pratt also trying to thread it through Harris. The clearance specialist finally flips it up to Harvey, and they're away. Hamish McIntosh held up, kick smothered. Good desperation. Chapman dives in, gets it out to Ablett. Comes down to the wing to get a touch from the half-forward flank. Bounces it to Mooney. Away from Petrie, runs into Swallow. And now Enright pokes it towards Ottens. Gathered it on the half volley. Well played. Caught by Watt, though. Petrie picks it up. Gives it to Wells. Best on ground last week. Jess Sinclair, also a good game last week. Bounces his way down the wing. Chips the kick towards half forward. Good pass. Swallow takes the mark.
He started well.
That's over the mark. That's 50.
Oh,
Crept up on it.
guess who? Yes, indeedy.
It's a vintage performance in a milestone.
Umpire Golspink right into the action. He made his debut back in round 9 of 1989. North Melbourne against Brisbane at the MCG. Awarded his first free kick to Peter German, holding the man.
Now, not just I was the first player he reported a couple of weeks after that.
And then went on for 5 grand finals. Amazing the information we've got on him. Just off the bat, there's more to come. Swallow comes in, kicks the goal.
That's a good start for this boy, Andrew Swallow. 3 possessions now, goal to his credit, and one that will not go, well, it's noticed by many, but not in the stat column that we regularly read, and that is a tackle which got Brady Rawlings his first goal. They've had the ball 20 times, the Kangaroos. The Cats have only touched it 8. Got to get their hands on the footy here.
Unpalatable start for the Cats, yet to score. Swallows got 1. And Rawlings 2. From the restart, Hale in the ruck against King. Ling was put to the deck on the cricket pitch here at Monica, and we'll get a ball up. Jason McCartney.
Yeah, Dwayne, another interesting matchup situation with Dean Lately set up. He's got the normal half forward in Corey Jones. He's playing half back, at times picking up Gary Ablett Jr. They're trying to drag Daniel Wells back, but he tends to stay on the back of the square.
So Ling is up. I don't think Daniel Pratt's going to let him off lightly. Little clash of heads.
Ball spills wide of the pack. Harvey breaks away. Goes out towards left half forward. Coming through is Thompson. Well, across the boundary line. Yes, shades of the Gabba.
Daniel Wells playing on the back flank on every available opportunity. Every time the ball goes to a Kangaroos pair of hands, he sets off from the half back line and runs forward.
At the base of that, I think, is Hale. As the bench for Geelong. Kangaroos have got the free. Fast start. Dean Lately would be delighted. They lead by 18. Coming hard was Thompson. Leads back in the race. A Geelong player down. Thompson to McIntosh, who snaps and kicks a goal. They've got 4. What a start.
Just working harder at the moment. Picked up that Brady Rawlings coming in off the back of the square, not starting in the centre circle. They're giving a couple of young kids a real chance in there to have a go at the footy. And Brady Rawlings comes in and goes straight to Joel Corey. That spells a little bit of a lean day for Joel Corey, because he's as good as they get.
Just 8 possessions in total for the Cats. Make that 9 now. 5 men in. They get the takeaway. Bartell, long, McCarthy can't bring the mark down. And it's a free kick to the Kangaroos.
That's unexcusable, isn't it?
Yeah, they were trying to, but they weren't all standing in there. One was meant to come out and one come in from the other side. And when the umpire was set with the ball walking backwards, ready to bounce, there was 5 in there.
Yeah. Pratt spilled it. Gives it back to Swallow. Position number 4 for him. Chips it in the direction of Harvey. Gets past Egan. He can run all the way here. Spots the 50 and goes with a short pass option. And Hale, who was on the move, must have just been 15. Harvey, when he parked that, when he passed it, was just outside the 50.
Hale and McIntosh have both had a stint on the ball in the senior ruck position already. Hit-outs 3-1 in favour of the Kangaroo boys.
Hale, well, he faked the kick long, shorts it towards Thompson.
Dropped it.
Couldn't take the mark with Chinsky. With some speed, sends a long ball in Cam Mooney's direction. The fists come. McCarthy gathers the crumb. Ablett, he can start something to his mate Chapman.
He's hurt, Ablett.
Chapman spins around, sends a high ball. Enright's going to be the flyer. He went the man Petrie. Mooney, can he roll it home? Yes, he can.
Ablett, I think, has done a shoulder.
So it's a bittersweet goal for the Cats.
Got clocked just a hip and shoulder. Wouldn't even be a half second after he gets rid of the ball here. Fair bump, but he goes down. And that would have been perhaps a down the field, but it's only a handball distance away. Oh, he had a little bit of off break on that. Big Cam. One for Dennis, he says.
Looks up here. That's terrible news, though, isn't it?
Dr. UC were taking him straight up the race.
He needed to hang on to it too. The release didn't need to be too early, so he showed some courage just knowing that was coming. Sinclair seems to hit hard. He hurts a few of them when he collects them. Harvey off the ground. There's the man we speak of. Sinclair takes it out on the footy this time and kicks it down towards half forward. Free kick will go against Urch. Advantage is paid. Coming away as Johnson swings it out wide in right, running on the wing. Mooney wants the short one in his direction now. Bit high. Gave Petrie a play on the ball. Well done by Cam. Got it away to Riccardi. 55 metres out towards full forward. Ottens could have been held. Went to ground, trying to soccer off the ground. Stokes picked up by Wells. Over the shoulder for Rito, deep in the pocket. Ottens comes to him, got the ball away though. Sinclair short, kept his head. Jones, shy of left half back, looks up towards the wing, pulls it back towards the middle. Clever kick, finds Swallow, who started superbly. And the young West Australian plays on, kicks it to half forward. Coming up on the lead is Thompson. Running down this broadcast side is Watt. He's got it now, goes inside the 50, lines up. And I think he's kicked another one. Well, the Kangaroos are light.
Wonderful movement, really good movement with the ball there. They come in from the outside, the back flank. They get a kick to Thompson in the centre. They sense runners out wide and they punch it out there, and it's just free running forward. This boy's going well, Swallow. There you go. And this is a straight down the ground shot. That is spreading the workload for your runners coming down the field. Marks 7-1 in favour of the Kangaroos.
Second goal of the season for Shannon Watt, and you know you're going well when your full back kicks a goal, and he is now in the defensive goal square back on Brad Ottens, who didn't really chase him that hard. Simpson on the field, sends it inside 50. The mark to Egan, held it long enough to Hunt. Chips it. He had Wojcinski and Harley there. Harley took the mark. Steve Johnson. Harley into trouble here. Egan pokes it to the outer side. Good option. David Johnson is out there. It bounces for him. He's away. It didn't bounce. Didn't sit. And now he's held up a little. Pokes it back to Harley. And he's held up by Petrie.
Look very unconvincing at the moment, the Cats. There's Kelly. Back towards the middle.
Have a look at this style of play. It's pretty static. There's a chip kick. He'll run in from here. Kangaroos have already bounced the ball 6 times.
David Johnson inside the 50. Long kick at goal then. Helped across the line. Well done by Jones. Just flicking it back over his shoulder, taking no chances. The first behind of the match. The Kangaroos 5 straight goals. Geelong 1-1. Harding takes the mark at half back. Grant runs on. Ottens didn't chase him. Would have been a mismatch in any case. Grant on the lead rocker. Sparkling football from the Kangaroos at the moment. Rocker goes looking for Thompson. And Thompson, that was a wonderful kick. Thompson felt Scarlett falling to the ground. For a moment he was off balance. Knew he had the time once Scarlett was falling to the ground. And kept his composure. That was a clever mark in the circumstances. His awareness of what Scarlett was doing helped him a lot.
And knowing the way that Nathan does swing the ball, he goes a long way from right to left. It's going to take bravery to aim it to the near side between the point post. That won't come back anywhere near enough. The idea was right, just had to use his natural action there.
He's been a Monica struggler, only 4 goals in 5 matches up here.
Taken 3 grabs inside forward 50 now, the Kangaroos.
It's a 41-goal season for Nathan Thompson, 41-28 from his boot. That was ugly. Hunt had to go back and get it. Chips the kick. Bartel.
They just don't look right though, sharp, do they? Johnson on the wing moments ago couldn't pick it up.
Well, they haven't had, 2 or 3 possessions that have chained up and linked in a running formation yet. It's all this sort of stuff. It's static.
Matthew Scarlett. Still inside defensive 50 to Kelly. And it is stagnant. Stop-start footy. Goes back to Bartel now. He can run. Goes with a long kick. Steve Johnson the target. Big fly. Petrie over the top. Nice grab in defence.
McIntosh. Now Sinclair. Plenty of targets to choose from. The long option. Schwarz on the outer side beyond the wing. Now he's a runner. Has the bounce and a secondary bounce just outside the 50. He's going to be nabbed. It affected the kick. Certainly he was dragged down by Enright in front. The free kick will go to Harley. Great chase by Enright. Harley quickly to his feet. Again untidy. Misses the mark. David Johnson up towards the wing. Wojcinski. Steve Johnson. Goes back to Wojcinski. Too slippery here for Simpson. Going down towards half forward. Long kick then. Mooney goes back. He'll get his second goal. Cam. How about that? Test of strength in the square, and he prevailed.
That could have been you, Dennis.
What do you mean?
In a test of strength with Cam.
I told you it's all resolved. There's no problem.
Well, I'm going to keep firing it until it rears its ugly head again.
It was a figment of your imagination from the get-go. We had to respect him when we met.
Not if you had seen it from the close quarters I did.
Just one rash moment on his part.
Good battle, though.
2 goals to Cameron Mooney. 2 goals to the Cats. Petrie still on Mooney. See if they make a change from the ball up. And a tie-up. Harding going nowhere. Lee Harding, the ex-Cat, played in the under-18s at Geelong and in the reserves for Geelong. Bannockburn boy. Not wanted by Geelong. From the ball up. And again, no one really going anywhere. And we'll get a ball up.
Doesn't go without notice either that that last Geelong goal to Mooney was the first time that a Geelong player took on somebody to run and carry the footy. Wojcinski took on Simpson. It gets in there quicker and it got a one-out competition.
Enright falling to the ground. Kelly gets a hand pass away to Mackey. Mackey towards the 50. Coming up is Petrie. A couple of good things from this man. Dashing away from half-back. That time the gather. Earlier the mark. Goes to the outer side. Simpson hard against the boundary line. Pulls it back towards the middle. Schwarz doesn't know what's behind. Spilt the mark. Coming through his Hunt. That's better. Gets a hand pass away. Enright. Over the top to Johnson. David Johnson. Out wide to Stokes. Now he's metres in the clear. Stokes, ample time to assess. Not much coming towards him though. McCarthy belatedly led through his fingertips. Ferrito gets back first. Heard the voice, goes to Watt. Watt too nimble for McCarthy. And a good kick coming out too. Harding takes it between the lines. Half back and centre.
Chips to Pratt. And got a little nudge, but not a big one from Enright. But he allowed him to play on. Harvey. Short pass is good. Schwarz is having an influence now. Handball not so good. Harvey might make it look okay. Runs inside 50. Sizes up the goals and nails it. Woo.
I was just thinking that the Cats seem to have settled in the last couple of minutes and then get the turnover there. And Boomer Harvey gets it off the half-back flank, and this is, well, 110, 120-metre play here because he follows the ball all the way through. And if you had your measuring tape, I think he might have gone a little bit more than 15 on that occasion. But it's 6 goals to 2.
The only player to have played all 17 premiership games here at Monaco. We showed you their win-loss record before we started. They've won 10, looking for their 11th victory on this ground. Their last appearance as the home team. Bounce favours Hale, goes up, knocks it down. Simpson had it smothered, ricocheted towards the forward line for Geelong, but as you can see, not for long, although that was a push in the back to Chapman, so the advance that looked as though it was going to happen, aided by that push. Eventually, Geelong work it to Riccardi from Chapman. He goes inside the 50. Wonderful. McCarthy got a hand to it. All Kangaroos around him, though, and as a result, it'll be coming out. This is Green. A short one. Mark is taken by Jones.
I would have thought McCarthy would need two hands to grab the footy. Umpire didn't pick up a hold. There was Gary Ablett Jr. shoulder in a sling already.
Simpson to Sinclair, the man who's hip and shoulder. Jess Sinclair looks to have put Ablett out for the rest of the game. Massive loss, Gary Ablett Jr.
Things like that, though, Dwayne, what we talk about, you can still have an effect on the game when you don't have the footy, and it was a fair, simple bump.
It was. Towards the wing. Lipping handball over the top, good from David Johnson to Harley. High kick, Alton's getting there, got there a little late. Fumbled to Mark. Danger here because they had the spare man, the Kangaroos. Hale, Ferrito and Simpson combined. You get it wide. Harley up against Schwarz. Good mark, Harley. Handball to Wachinski. He's got a short option. Bad. Mackie, who takes the mark after starting on the bench for the Cats.
Kicks inside the forward 50. Up comes Mooney. And he set himself from a long way back, and Pratt is down and hurt.
Red basket.
How'd you see that one, Dennis? Book at all coming out?
No, he's going to take the book out.
Yep.
It's coming out now. Cam's got the hands in the air saying I was going the footy.
Dennis, you thought he was going the ball, didn't you?
Yeah, what do you reckon,
Certainly.
Dennis?
Certainly. Although
Yes, well,
I was watching Cam coming up, actually, and he realised he couldn't mark it a long way from where it was going to.
oh,
I
really?
think lob, yes. No, well, fair enough. He was going to
Make a contest.
make his presence known.
No.
And Pratt, who actually went across to, who did he go across to earlier?
That was to Gary Ablett Jr. when he hurt his...
No,
Was it?
before then.
Ling. Cameron Ling, that's right, it was.
Well, Ling is on the boundary now as well. They've got Gary Ablett on the interchange bench with in his arm in a sling. Doesn't look like he'll come back. And Ling has joined him also. It looks like he'll take no further part in the game. So they're down 2 soldiers, the Cats, and trailing by 24.
A kick out of defence then by Jones is a good one. Into the path of Schwarz, or is it Watt? It's Watt pushing up towards half forward. They set the huddle in the middle. There's the kick from Watt. Too much carry. Hunt on the burst. Opportunity now for the Cats, taken by Ottens.
He loops it back. David Johnson chips the kick. Well run by Hunt. Went on for the second possession in this string. He's got Steve Johnson calling for it long. It's in the direction of getting back is Chapman.
Well done, Johnson.
Inside 50. Gee, chipped in there, Chapman. It wasn't intended to be his ball, but he put his body on the line and took a good mark.
We haven't seen a kick from this side of the ground, Jason. Where's he going to need to go at with the wind that's out there?
It's swirling, but I think Dermot would be probably pushing into his face, so he's going to have to keep it low and pretty hard.
Kicked 3 goals last week, Paul Chapman. He's got 26 for the season. Pretty good off the boot swings. And that breeze is definitely a factor, as you said, Derm. Only a behind. Cameron Ling having a rest after that heavy knock.
Bad news then all around for the Cats, isn't it? I mean, they've got Ablett on the bench with a shoulder injury. You doubt, even though the doc isn't here this afternoon, that Ablett would be playing next week. Mooney's on report, and Ling is shaken. As Sinclair drives it towards the outer side wing. King reaches over McIntosh, punches it away towards the boundary. Harris meets Enright. Between the pair of them, they take the ball out of bounds.
Inside 50s. Kangaroos 11 and the Cats 10. Let's go down to Jason.
Yeah, interesting, Dermot. Last time the Swans played here, they requested the ground be watered. Now, Cameron Ling, he hit his head on that centre wicket area, and he does not know where he is at the moment.
Around the outer side then runs Sinclair to Simpson. Heard the call. Somebody wants a short one. Eventually gets it on to Grant. Grant had it smothered. Well done by Johnson. Grant goes again. Goes back to Simpson, who'll go again to Grant. Grant, longer hand pass this time. Harris, who initiated all of this, under the pump. Tried to knock it goalward. Swooping on the ball, Steve Johnson. Tackled by Harrison. Goes Rawlings. Quick hand pass away. Schwarz down towards the pocket. Falling over down there was Joel Corey. Doesn't matter, the ball runs out of bounds.
Let's have a look at Cameron Ling.
It was a head clash with Hale, perhaps.
Head clash on Hale first, and then he gets the cannon onto the deck.
Yeah.
That's just a good squash, you know, a good bump.
See if Cameron Ling comes back on a little later. Not the first man in Canberra to not have a full grip on reality. And hopefully he'll be back out there soon.
Editorialising.
Chip kick. And Steve Johnson takes the mark.
Company rate's down anyway. Don't be dark.
Say which side, Dennis? Said overall. King's got it.
So the Cats are comparable how many times they've been inside 50, but this is the way they've been going in. Now at least Wojcinski will take them on.
Milburn to Wojcinski. Sends it inside 50. Off hands. Ball hits the deck. Wells. Hamish McIntosh. Harvey. Gee, they're inspired at the moment, the Kangaroos. Wells spears the pass. Schwartz is having a good first term. Boundary line is sanctuary here. He knew it. And he takes it across the line. We'll get a ball in.
Do you think the inspiration comes from the fact they know it's their last game in Canberra?
First half specialist. The Cats won 21 of 32 quarters played in the first halves of this season. So, well, they're getting a pantsing at the moment.
McIntosh goes after it, kicks it very high. Mackey comes to meet it. Good effort, knocked away by Harris. Harris and Mackey, the two number 4s go at it. They'll have the ball up. It's all very well doing those stats. I mean, we talk stats all the time, winning first quarters, but which way was the breeze blowing?
Well,
I mean,
relatively
they're worthless stats.
Well, you get it. Well, you get it for the second quarter if you don't have it for the first.
No, but we're giving the. Anyway, there's the bounce on the wing. In goes Harris. Over the football is Swallow. Tries to shrug off a tackle. McIntosh comes to Harris. Harris, who played so well on this ground last time. We saw the Kangaroos down towards half-forward. Going back Johnson. Flattened Harley, pushing his way through. Now is Schwartz, got it from Thompson, then coughs it up though. Over the football is Harley, slips it away. Mackey in desperate trouble. It's for the boundary line. Milburn takes it out.
It's as much an indicator too that teams can run out of steam in the second half.
Yeah, but
Saw the two people that were having a secret breakfast with Dermot Brereton and Dennis Committee earlier today. That was Lee Matthews and Craig Lambert.
Wasn't that secret? You gate crashed.
That's right. Kelly got it from Bartel. Chips the kick. Marks taken by Chapman. Pretty keen to see this first term end. The Cats, you would think. Bartel sends it long inside 50. McCarthy's got about 3 to beat. Big fist by Petrie. Knocked it down to his own advantage. Harvey, not a lot to go to. Holds it up. Petrie, the 1-2 coming up here. They've worked it well all the way back to Jess Sinclair. And he can help them reload from defence.
he's played an important role already, Sinclair. After that bump on Ablett, inadvertently took away one of the prime weapons for the Cats. Now look at this, Jones.
He has taken 4 bounces in 6 steps.
That's because there's a little fight going on, but no one's interested in the ball.
Camera saw you, mate.
Sinclair's got it. Our director is having a word to him.
Camera saw you, mate.
Sinclair there. Low, hard kick towards the wing. Thompson a long way up the ground. Under 2 minutes till quarter time. Terrific opening term by the Kangaroos. Is it a match-winning break? He kicks it around the outer side. Pitches just in front of Grant, who started on the bench. He keeps it going towards the attacking 50. Bartel being held there. That's interesting. They were holding hands, Dirk.
They were. The little do-si-do, reverse style. Interesting, too, that the Kangaroos are having their way with one particular matchup. Rawlings on Joel Corey, because he's kicked 2 goals. He's just playing full forward now, Rawlings, and taking Joel Corey, the best ball winner for the Cats, out of the middle of the ground.
Kelly got a kick away. It was half smothered. Steve Johnson picks it up. A long way from where he'd like to be at half forward. Sinclair flies. Stokes pinched it off him. Runs to half forward. Back of a shoulder by Mooney. Stokes inside 50. Mooney's got another victim. This one might have been legal. Petrie sends it wide and Sinclair takes the mark.
That was a great shepherd.
Big Cam.
Don't you like to see him throwing the weight and the hair around? Sinclair sends it long and nice mark by Matthew Scarlett. Inside a minute to quarter time.
He's become like one of those Brazilian soccer players, just one name. Cam. Harley gave it off. King. Kick towards midfield. Gathered low down by Enright.
Kick it to him.
Here he comes. Hands to it. Couldn't complete the mark. Milburn upended as he kicked. The ball floats out of bounds on the full. dying seconds of the opening term.
There's a good rundown from Wells. There's the shepherd. It's a rare commodity, isn't it, for someone with a fair bit of talent who actually seeks out the heavy body contact.
Watt sends it long to Ferrito. Couldn't take the mark. Close to the boundary line. Ferrito drags Bartel across the line. We'll get a ball in. Good to see Ferrito conscious as well, given that he was knocked out last week against Adelaide in what Barry Lyon described as a piece of dumb courage. Ball back into play. One last chance for a Cat score. Chapman to Kelly. Back to Bartel. Needs to hit somebody here with this one. Harley. Half grabbed. 4 seconds left. Chip kick. Steve Johnson. They need a mark, and they won't get it. And if they did,
Now that siren's gone, so it's killed the play. We'll forget about that. But to kick when you're not really under pressure, attempt to kick a torpedo on your non-dominant side, that breaks every team rule. And the Kangaroos boys are letting him know about it.
Well, which is one of the things he was dropped for earlier in the season, not necessarily playing to the specific tactics asked of by the coach.
Well, if there's specific tactics employed by the Kangaroos, they have carried it out to the letter. They go in at quarter time, 6-1-37 to the Cats, 2-2-14. Couple of sore boys on the bench for the Cats at quarter time here at Manuka. It is the Kangaroos, 6-1-37, a 23-point lead over the Cats. Cam Mooney with 2 goals. Brady Rawlings, most unlikely leading goal kicker for the Kangaroos, with 2 also. Let's go down to Jason McCartney. We're just waiting on Dean Laidley to come out of his huddle. There he is. I'm looking at Jason there. And we're just looking at Bomber Thompson on camera here. Guys, I'll lay it on the line here. I reckon the Cats are a chance to hit the lead in this second quarter. They don't look like it in the first quarter. But we'll talk about that in a second. Let's go down to Jason McCartney now with Dean Laidley.
Dino, terrific start. The matchups. Rolling's up forward on Corey. It's been a success so far.
Oh, yeah, look, he's been probably one of their best players, and we thought that we'd go with that matchup, and it's worked for us. But the young guys in the middle of the ground, we started Simpson and Grant on the bench to give Harris and Swallow, and I thought they were terrific in the first quarter.
Thanks, Dean. Good luck, mate.
They did. Now, that was the go there, Jace, that they got a couple of the kids in the middle, and they honoured.
Yeah, Dermot, also just an update with Gary Ablett. It's a right AC joint injury, so he's going to take no further part in the game. Cameron Ling is still struggling. He doesn't know where he is, so I would imagine he won't be taking any further part as well.
Thanks, mate. He's not unlike my good self up here. Just struggling at the moment. Now, the Cats, I reckon they can get this game going. They've got to get Joel Corey into the centre and start winning the footy and get a big target up forward, although they will struggle for crummers underneath.
23-point lead to the Roos, and they get the takeaway. Sinclair's kick marked by Urch. Good to see him back in the team. Chip kick wide to Harding. It's not the most reliable kick when close, but from here he might just torpedo at home. Pokes it to the pocket instead. Goes for Thompson. Almost completed it. Egan stole it back again. Gave the handball out. Mackie shrugged. Goes back in. Gets it. Caught. Handball from Egan, okay. Steve Johnson on defensive 50. Dangerous kick across the face of goal. Kelly, but it started something. Wachinski can run. He's got the speed. Straight through the midfield. Kick not so good. Cam Mooney comes hard. Ferrito wanted him. Milburn caught. Thrown 360. Got a handball out, but the Kangaroos numbers back. Petrie and now Jones almost at back pocket as he strolls across the ground and finds, well, he thought about Harris. He went to Green in the end, who's still got Harris if he wants him. He goes to Rawlings.
Rawlings at half back in the bright sunshine here at Manuka. Kangaroos' last appearance as a home team on this ground. Transfers play to the outer side. Harding, right half back. Pratt runs for him. He seems to be okay. Pratt is marked the defensive side of right centre wing. Kangaroos getting the flying start this afternoon towards half forward. Harvey missed it. Wojcinski gets back for the crumb. Enright, little looping hand pass. Corey back to Enright. Bit confusing. Hand passes forward to Steve Johnson. Well, he heard Wells coming. Chips it inside the 50. Cam Mooney on report has taken the mark within scoring range. And we talk about that report, and you would think that he hasn't got too many flybys up his sleeve as far as the discount goes. We hope that he's okay at the tribunal, of course.
Yeah. Oh, I think he was just going for a bit of self-protection because he was airborne just as contact was about to be made. There you go. There's your line for you, Dennis.
Cam comes in, and even he didn't believe it. You put him off, Derm. Your voice carries. He's tugged it way left.
They just don't carry the footy, the Cats. Wojcinski's the only one with true foot pace out there. He's trying to run through the lines, but they just do not carry the footy.
Jones wide to Hale, who dropped it. Melbourne thought about a shot, kicks it short. Stokes, it wasn't 15, wobbles it towards Ottens, who dives, tried to complete the mark with his knees. Didn't quite work. Free kick. Kangaroos way, play on advantage. Pratt sends it outside defensive 50. Mackie beaten by Ferrito. Magnificent mark. Goes long. Urch inside 50, marks it. Might be keen on a goal. Callum Urch hasn't kicked one yet for his career. 7th game. He was an emergency this afternoon, but he was brought into the team with Lee Brown and both Troy Makepeace out. And Callum Urch did kick 7 goals in the reserves last week for North Ballarat, so he's in good goal-kicking form. And he was in good goal-kicking form. It's a behind.
He had a good strike of the footy then, kept it low, punched it hard from outside 50 into a bit of a breeze.
Matthew Scarlett, who got so much of the football last week, went in short to Bartell. Now Hunt spears a pass. That's an awkward one. Brilliantly gathered it. Yes. Enright gets the hand pass away. Johnson coming towards half forward. Mackie with a couple to beat here. Mackie. The boundary line could help him out. Worked off the line of it well by Green. And I think it was going to be a free kick to the Kangaroos. Mackie was holding on. Advantage is paid. Short one comes to Hale.
They've got one-outs everywhere in the forward line now. Only 3 targets, and they should separate their backmen.
Rocker, if the kick carries, takes the mark. Maybe Hunt could have done more. Oh. Rocker goes looking for Thompson. Thompson juggled attempt at the mark. Knocked away by Hunt. Chance for Johnson. Claims he was held. Hunt tries to force a passage. Little hand pass to Johnson. Scarlett now with some time. Egan, deep in his own defensive area, decides to run it up. 38 plays 14. Early going second term Sunday football. Mooney.
Now, look, Petrie's his opponent. He's already peeled off Cam Mooney, and he's inside defensive 50 already.
Goes to Harley. He sends a high ball looking for Ottens. Big Brad Ottens takes a beautiful one-handed mark to Cam Mooney with that kick. He had his hair in his eyes and his shoelace around his neck. The one that holds his hair back.
Now, look at this. Petrie is Mooney's opponent. He almost made it back to be a 2-on-1. That's how slow the Cats bring it in. Now, they've got out of jail here. They've got a set shot on goal, and Ottens is an exceptionally straight kick.
He's kicked 18-11 this year, Brad. Ottens 2-3 last week against the Dogs. And there's Gladrap on those goals. We've seen that before at that end. Visiting teams come here and can't find them.
I'm on the mark then.
I think it was the word exceptional that did him in there.
Yeah. Well, he argued straight away to the umpire that Josh Hunt came back with the flight and just took his arm away from that second grab.
Pratt. Harris. Hale is free. Harris comes to him now, and Hale can move. Runs to the wing. Little chip pass.
It's good skill.
Jones. Jones spots a man around the corner. Nicely worked. Watt has it. 60 metres from goal. Back to Jones. Can he get away from King? You bet he can. Time to settle and go to Urch.
Tough kick for Urch here. We saw his last kick as we look behind him. As the ball went away from him, it swung a long way from the left to right. So with this breeze, which will naturally push it in that direction, and his natural action, this is going to be a very tough kick. It narrows down the face of the goals for him.
Calamurch, about 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. I like him from here.
Good
and
kick.
He comes and he puts a through. First goal this afternoon for Calamurch.
He's done very well there. That was a good kick. In fact, first goal this afternoon. Got a few extra pats on the back of the head. That's his first goal in league footy. Dennis.
Thought it might be, Deb.
If you stayed up as late as I do doing research.
5 years, Dwayne and I are just getting our signals right.
As we said earlier, first goal in league footy now for Calamurch in game number 7. It's his 4th season on the list. He's a 22-year-old, but his first game for this season. From the ball up. Quickfire handball, Harvey, Sinclair, Jones. Bouncing ball. And the Cats have the numbers back. Hunt. Spears the pass to the outer side. Enright. Thought about Bartel. Ignored it. Pokes the pass wide. Stokes. Chip kick is good. Jimmy Bartel. Just beyond his range for Bartel, you would think.
Still all static, isn't it? Oh, that's a good lead.
Ottens takes the chest mark. And Ottens should go from there.
Just was able to hold off. I mean, that is exceptional. That's very smart. Look how far he starts back. He waits for the kick to go, and he just holds Shannon Watt in the rear position and just makes the last 3 or 4 massive lunging steps to the drop of the footy. That's very clever play. I mean, he gets slammed a bit, Brad Ottens, but that is one smart football play right then.
Played about 8 minutes. The Cats yet to get one in this term, and he squeezes it through.
Back to the quarter-time margin. The thing that you don't like about that type of play is now the Kangaroos defenders, look how many there is in there. They will just have to start, and Corey Jones being one of them, seems to side on there now, and about 2 or 3 others converge on the spot where Ottens marks it. They'll play 2 or 3 metres closer to the goal side, so that can't happen again.
Margin 23 points then. Approaching the midway point in this second term on what's a glorious day in the nation's capital. Rucks go at it again. McIntosh up early. Palm down by King. Green put the body in. Merging with it as if he were looking in a mirror there was Chapman. Johnson alongside him. This ball bounces towards the boundary line. Wells gets back. Comes back to Jones. Jones at halfback then. Sinclair. Fair bump. Put down Ablett. Ablett sidelined. An AC joint. Is unlikely to be back this afternoon. Hopefully it doesn't put him out too long. Here's Green. But you would think 2 or 3 weeks at least, wouldn't you?
Well, ACs are one of those ones that always stay very sore, and as long as it's not structurally really bad, you can tend to play on with them with a bit of pain and an injection or 2.
In trouble was Harris. Given the culture of the moment, injections aren't too they aren't too sort of well received, are they? Riccardi goes in and finds Johnson. A lot of press about players playing with injections here in Melbourne at the moment, or in Melbourne at the moment.
What we're seeing out here today, there's 40, what have we got, 44 players out there today. I guarantee you, someone who, there would be half a dozen in this game who've been injected before they played today.
Sure, McCarthy finds a man 20 metres out, and Stokes just lurking behind the pack.
Well, they're well received, which is why it hasn't been well received, Dennis, as you said. The needles by the players.
But they received them well, willing to put up with it.
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, players want to play.
It's just the sport. It's just the occupation. It's one of the hazards that comes with it.
Stokes then comes in, and he misses. He misses the unmissable goal.
Had a pretty accurate year too, Matthew Stokes. 9 goals, 3 up until that kick.
Didn't allow for the wind.
Only one of the Geelong players drafted last summer to have played this year. Varco, West, Owen and Gamble still yet to play a game. Matthew Stokes doing well. This is game number 9. Sinclair pops it over the top. Watt will kick one from full back in the opening term. Give the Kangaroos that handy 23-point lead of the first change. Ferrito.
He's had a good day so far. Ferrito.
Long kick. He's got Thompson and Rocker down there. They kind of got in each other's way. Scarlett to Mooney, who's at centre-half back at the moment. Kicks it long. He's hoping for Steve Johnson. He'll be forced to scoot onto this. He doesn't really run. He just slides, Steve Johnson, with those ankle problems. He slides inside 50, slides his way into trouble. Petrie. Wobbles it towards the boundary line. Pratt, who was knocked over and hurt a little earlier, but he's okay now. Nice pass. Grant inside 50 to Thompson, who has not got it. Good spoil in the end. Matthew Scarlett will get a ball in.
Yeah, I don't know what Bomber Thompson would be thinking right now, but you have to take that boy off.
Steve Johnson?
Steve Johnson, and just say to him, that man was running next to you, that teammate. He was on for an easy handball open goal, but you thought about balking 3 times.
Grant hurriedly towards the opposite pocket. Ball bounced very high in the air, created a problem really for Thompson, dragged down by Scarlett, who's playing pretty well. Mackey comes away. Stokes feeds it back to Mackey. Short one. Riccardi. 22 points the difference.
Having a good run at the moment, though, the Cats, nonetheless. There's just a little bit of know-how inside forward 50. They've better penetration going forward in this second quarter. They just can't put it on the board.
Riccardi got it from David Johnson close to the boundary line. Good grab by Milburn, who's very anxious to get going again. Just a little chip inside the 50, and Chapman comes up and takes the mark. Paul Chapman would be about 45 metres from goal.
Just about on his limit, too. He'll kick into the teeth of goal before it drops.
This will come straight down. They compete about 5 metres out. Slammed across the line by Hale, going back with the flight of the football.
Inside 50s this second quarter, 7-5 in favour of the Cats.
Mooney's pulled the shoelace off and just going shoelace free at the moment with that hair.
I think he's got the Shintaro, though, hasn't he? He was a little...
No, he used to wear the Alice band, but he now goes for the $2 shoelace instead, Derm.
There it is.
Doing well, the Kangaroos at the moment. Chip kick is perfectly placed. This is Ed Lower, started on the bench, who we saw play his first game last week for the Kangaroos against Adelaide. Ed Lower.
Ferrito's run off 3 times this quarter already.
He's got it, thought about, does give it to Harvey. Sold the dummy. Harvey to Thompson. Perfect movement of the ball.
Yeah, I'm going to have a look to see who's playing on Michael Ferrito, because he has set it up 3 times in this quarter already, running off half-back. And it's not... It's going to be pretty damning for the person who goes to pick him up.
22% of the Kangaroos' goals, but no goals this afternoon. None of their 7. 41-28 for the season. He stays on 41. Only behind.
He was goalless against the Cats in round 2 as well. His best effort against Geelong, 4. That was for Hawthorn, round 11, 2001.
Aaron Milburn is a defensive forward against Ferrito, so he's been sent to him to try and just shore up that run out of the back line.
Harley to Corey. Corey lacking support. Played it pretty well. And pass so it'd land inside the line, but his every intention was to have it bounce from there out of bounds. It did that. Just over 7 minutes till half-time.
Oh, Harris is free.
At least Geelong have stopped the forward flow. At times in the first term, the Kangaroos irresistible as Wojcinski is taken across the line. Another boundary throw in. Sinclair a lot of the football. So boundary throw in right on the wing.
Swallow by himself this time.
Behind Hale, tried to direct it down to Rawlings, who claims Joel Corey.
Now we see here this bounce down. See, there's Cameron Ling. got a head knock in the first quarter. See Swallow to the right-hand side of that pack. Kelly walks to him now. That'll leave Swallow or Wells free. There you go.
Well called. Hale got it to Swallow. He set Sinclair up, but Sinclair good enough to get away. Untidy kick down towards half forward, but nevertheless a good result. Coming up to meet the football, Thompson. He stumbles as he gets to it, and the ball goes out of bounds once more.
Now, Geelong are playing Swallow's opponent defensively 30 metres into the back line. So will they leave him free again with the extra? Yeah, they do.
Gee, the inexperienced McCarthy doing the ruck against Hale now. Rawlings. What was it inside 50? Sav Rocker, the late inclusion, or one of the two late inclusions, couldn't get near it. Egan got it from Mackie, gives it long. Stokes couldn't take the mark. Harley, nice crumb, but the kick not so good. Straight to Jones, and here they go, the Roos on the open side. Long kick. Hamish McIntosh. In fact, it's Schwarz. Got the kick smothered. Plays on. Rolls it to Rocker. Steadies. Pokes it to Thompson. And he'll have another chance to get his first goal of the afternoon, Nathan Thompson.
This is a good duel, isn't it, Thompson and Scarlett? Scarlett's played well as well.
Tomo hasn't kicked many goals here, but he's run out. He's run at everything, Tomo. Scarlett's a sensational backman, as we all know. Tomo's in good form, maybe not with the boot right at the moment. And this is a kick he does not like.
As you said, Scarlett got the most possessions for Geelong last week, 34.
Good
so
boy.
He's in good form, and that is a beautiful kick. And you can see the relief on his face.
Ball drop a lot nicer there, a lot more fluent, but he's running at every footy that comes towards him. He's just made up his mind this season. He said to himself, right, every footy that comes inside forward 50, I'm going to lead up at. I'm not going to try and think, you know, I'm 6'5" and I'll outstretch everybody. This is league footy. They're big players, so he just leads at the footy. He's got a good pair of hands. He's coughed a few today, but grabbed a few as well.
128 points. Dean Laidley has won 2 out of 5 against the Cats, but those losses have come in the last 3. King and McIntosh will go at it. Well, in effect, it was a bad bounce. King ran onto it, kicked it about 5 metres. Jones in front. Rawlings now arriving quickly as Mackie. Rawlings cleverly flicked it back. Harvey scoots away. Forward of the wing, goes to half forward. Beautiful pass. Grant didn't have to break stride. Wheels around, kicks it towards the middle. Here comes Rocker. Will he get to the contest? No. Gutsy mark taken in front by Bartel. Short, David Johnson. The Cats could ill afford to concede the next goal. This lead reaching dangerous proportions now. Not so much even the lead as the way the Kangaroos are playing. Confidence is high. Scarlett. Enright.
Also had a good game last week, 32 possessions, so they need him to fire. Stephen King, the captain, a shocker, gets it back, mops up his own mess. Mooney, Enright. Ottens is on the lead and gets there.
His hands are good.
That was a nice grab. And without Gary Ablett Jr. out there, Brad Ottens stands, you would think, between the Kangaroos and victory.
The one thing, when you look at the mechanics, the structure of the way they have to set up now, Ablett's the crumbing inside forward 50 player who's very dangerous. So you'd like Chapman to step up in that area. But without Ling on the ball now, you're going to need Chapman in the midfield. So they're double hamstrung.
And he starts it right, brings it back, and just didn't come back enough.
27 points the difference. Harvey. Jones. That loose man in defence has had a lot of the football. Petrie. Hear the talking. He is clear. Could land a jumbo in front of him. He runs up towards the wing, kicks long towards half forward. Thompson is there with Scarlett, lurking at the back. Swallow, bit impressed with him. Good pressure, affects the kick, and it falls in short. Mark is taken there by Egan. Well done by Mackie, just lunging. The Swallow kicked that ball. Here's Mooney on report. Kicks it up towards the wing. Enright can go over the top to Wojcinski. Thought about it. Coming across to cut him down there was Harvey. Free kick to Ottens. And he's proving a handful at the present time.
You'd like him
Ottens.
close to goal. Mooney had to come up, and you saw Petrie run down the other wing going forward for the Kangaroos. So Mooney came up the other side and got the ball on the rebound. Oh, Shannon Grant just put Mooney down behind play. You might have a smile at him.
King goes up, misses the mark. Harvey had it smothered there by Kelly. Socket off the ground. Hit by Jones in the wrong direction. They bring it away as Ferrito pops it out towards the boundary and Swallow. And Swallow growing in stature with every possession finds Sinclair.
51 plays 24. 2 minutes to half time. Sinclair takes on Corey on the mark. Chips it wide. Ferrito having a good half of football. That not so good. And it's cut off by Egan. Milburn. Inside 2 minutes, the Cats hoping for a late one. Hunt just pokes the pass, made it tough for Peter Riccardi. The late inclusion for the Cats with Jared Rook, a late withdrawal. And Riccardi goes wide towards Ottens. Well read by Watt. He had the reach and the judgment on Brad Ottens, even though he was behind Ottens. Read it superbly. Took the saving grab. Goes towards Severio. Can't take the mark. Egan, King, and now Wojcinski on the wing. Riccardi wanted to get on the left. Didn't sell the dummy to anybody. He faked, but no one fell for it. Harvey inside 50 to Grant, who's knocked down by Bartel, and it's 50, and it's a certain goal.
This will be interesting. Umpire Woodcock choosing to do nothing more at this stage. That was pretty late. So Shannon Grant will kick from on the goal line and increase the lead. Currently 51 to 24. Just over a minute to half time. Grant puts it through. His first goal of the afternoon, coming off 34 possessions last week. Certainly Jimmy Bartel hasn't seen much of the football this afternoon, and perhaps as much as anything else, an act of frustration right there. Coming back with the flight of it, certainly, but he was a couple of steps late.
Yeah. 11 possessions for Jimmy Bartel. Kangaroos, once again, this quarter, they've done incredibly well to outscore the Cats, who are kicking with the slight breeze. They've got 6-1 clearances in their favour, the Kangaroos, this quarter. And the Cats have got more inside 50s. Well, they just got short up after that one.
9-3 to 3-6 then. Play restarts. King tries to get it down to Riccardi. Cleared him though. Simpson gets a hand pass away to Jones. Dragged down by Johnson. Got the kick away. Stokes in the opposite direction. Gets a hand pass to Chapman. They work it out nicely. Enright's hand pass to Bartel. Comes to the wing. Taken by Wojcinski. Can they get a late goal? Over to Johnson. Steve Johnson takes a while. Kicks it back towards the middle. Can Ottens get to the contest? No. Knocked away by Swallow. Swallow's hand pass finds Harding. Harding the one bounce. We're down to 25 seconds remaining in this half, and I think aware of that he goes back to Sinclair, who's been a very good player this afternoon. Sinclair doesn't waste an awful lot of time. Schwarz has it, just running for him. Watt, and Watt has taken this mark just inside the defensive 50. Jones makes himself available, and the siren will sound very shortly, and Jones fittingly finishes up with the football. Ling still feeling the effects of a heavy tumble at the beginning of the game in the centre, watching on with Cam Mooney. And the Cats with a job in front of them now. Terrific half by the Kangaroos, playing their last game as a home team here at Monica, and they've come out with the energy and the appetite this afternoon. A long way back for Geelong in a must-win game. It's the Kangaroos 9-3, Geelong 3-6.
Half-time here at Manuka. It is the Kangaroos 9-3, 57 to the Cats 3-6, 24. Both teams back out on the ground. Nice day, light breeze out there, and Jason McCartney is out there with them.
Yeah, look, Dermot, not great news for the Cats. We know Gary Ablett Jr. was off early in that first quarter. His is actually a grade 1 AC joint, so that's probably a couple of weeks there. Josh Hunt, he's also got a shoulder problem, has it strapped now for this third quarter. Also had some injections, may we say, at half-time. Shouldn't laugh, but poor old Cameron Ling, he's in a bit of strife. Poor old Lingy got hit in the head hit the back of the head, hit the ground on the wicket area. He actually thought the game was over at half-time, so I think Lingy may have gone and put the pyjamas on and lights out there. Dean Laidley's recognised this, and the changes he's bringing through the interchange. He realised the Cats are 2 men, maybe 3 men down, and he's going to try and run them ragged.
Cameron Ling might be right.
Yes.
Yes. And there's Gary Ablett Jr. It's like an extra from the set of the last Ned Kelly movie.
Hopefully he's okay. It's only 2 weeks.
It's not. Look, you look at scoring shots. 9-12. And if they can just find a little bit of run somewhere. I know they're up against it, but these types of games are ones that define the way you go about your footy. Now let's hope the Cats can give a good account of themselves and pare back this margin.
Saw Mark Thompson moments ago. His first loss as a coach came against the Kangaroos. Round 4, 2000. They lost by 5 points. King goes up after the opening bounce of the third term. It falls to Joel Corey, moves it about 15 metres. Jones in the opposite direction, thumps it long inside the forward 50 for the Roos, flying from behind Rocker. Does well, paddles it towards the middle. Mackey falling to the ground, was pushed in the back, advantages paid. Steve Johnson, some indecision. Now the umpire decides Steve Johnson's indecision was enough for him. He called the jam off.
He was in a full sprint for his style. Only 3 possessions to Joel Corey in the first half of the game, so he's done a wonderful job again, Brady Rawlings.
As Milburn got it from Mackey, comes across the ground, having to wait his King. Harris tried to push him out of the way. Taken by Corey, got it to King. Bartel finds Mackey.
Once again, some indecision. Inside 50. Good fist down. Chance for Chapman. Whips it to Enright. Kick around the body to full forward. It might go all the way. Perfect start to the second half for the Cats.
Well, once again, to read what has happened after the fact is very easy for us to do up here, but it was the Mackey kick that went in there super quick. He got it in the centre, played on, and it was a mongrel kick, but it was spoilt into loose territory where there is just a 50-50 chance. And quite frankly, right now, the Cats would take a goal every 50-50 chance they get in the forward line.
Well, starting the day, Paul Chapman had 136 career goals, but only 3 against the Kangaroos. That's quite remarkable. Missed there by Swallow, taken by Corey. Wojcinski suddenly. Geelong looking better. Kick inside the forward 50. Bounces towards the boundary. Lower goes after it. After him is Cam. Cam's got him. A boundary throw in.
It went through Cam's mind to put him over the fence there for a second too. Well, that's that tempering of the temper that he talked about at halftime.
It's one touch. Make that 2. Make that 3 for the Kangaroos in this term. After it goes Kelly, claimed by Swallow, got the ball away to Bartel, kicks inside the 50. The mark is taken by Sinclair, who's been very, very good.
Yes, as opposed to Steve Johnson, who's been
very bad, mate, just say it.
Jones.
I think he's very fortunate that they've got 2 injuries on the bench that can't come on, Steve Johnson.
Chip kick good from Green. It's it wide. The mark just inside the boundary line by Urch. Elam Urch, game number 7, first game of the year. But his 4th season on the list for Elam Urch, so really has to blossom if he can over the last portion of this season. Watt's got it on the wing. sends a wide ball just inside the boundary line, and flying was Egan. Dumped it away from Severio Rocker and Cameron Ling. Is he warming up to come back on?
I think Cameron's just stepped out and said, it is a nice place to play here, the Gold Coast, isn't it? I've got no idea where he is at this point in time.
Boundary throw in. Hale knocks it down. Milburn claimed by Swallow. Give it a long time. Gets a hand pass away. Held on by Johnson that time to Chapman. Short one. Finds Enright.
Movement.
Joel Corey cruising past, but not a well-directed kick. Petrie chased by Kelly. Petrie to the wing. Harvey loves this situation, can go for a gallop, a couple of bounces, carrying it down towards half forward. Wojcinski, though, another speedster, came across and nabbed him. In goes Chapman, drags Harris down. Wonderful tackle.
Good signs for the Cats. They're running down players from behind. They're sticking their tackles, and they're starting to get a bit of quick ball movement.
Enright goes to half forward, low down. Whoa, straight through. Cam missed it completely, taken by Jones. Over the top, Hale for Rito. Petrie was the man who initiated that, taken by Swallow. Gives it across to Harding. Harding's chip too tall there for Urch. Dropped by the defender, though, Hunt. As a result, Urch almost got away, having picked it up. Hand passes towards the middle. Rocker got a boot to it inadvertently. Comes to Rawlings, who's kicked a couple. Floats it down towards full forward. Going back on the man down there. McIntosh was Harley. Socket off the ground, I think, by Scarlett. Conceding a behind.
Gee, that was dangerous to kick it from there. Could have easily hit a leg and stopped dead.
Nearly caught Hamish McIntosh's bootlace.
Yes.
Chip kick, Milburn.
Would that have been a deliberate goal then, or was that like an own goal in soccer?
Scarlett. Chapman straight down the middle. Good movement. Heads it wide. Kelly the target. Takes the mark. Does want to play on. Spots McCarthy on the move. Wells gets back. Knocked it down for Rito Jones. What an afternoon Corey Jones is having. Had a good one here last year when he won the game almost off his own boot against Port Adelaide with 5 goals in a 4-point victory. Chip kick, Hale. And now Petrie runs through the wing. Inside 50, hoping for Rocker. And gets him.
Gee. Matthew Egan just decided to play off Severio, then just on goal side by about 5 metres or so.
Josh Hunt, he has pulled out of a couple of contests, Josh Hunt. His shoulder is definitely worrying him. All eyes on Severio Rocker back into the team. An emergency overnight, but back into the team with Lee Brown not playing. First game since round 13 for him. 97th game as a Kangaroo. Can he get the 100 up before the end of the year? And that off the boot, not bad, but he's missed. That breeze pushing it away. Only a behind.
Swung a fair way from his right to left.
What's the story with Sav too, Derm? He could qualify his son under father and son.
At the Kangaroos, he's on 97 games now, so he's got 3 more up his sleeve. And you'd think that given the bloodlines from what we've seen of the other Rocker brother, he's going to produce one big kid.
So that's the basis. Otherwise, I mean, if he's leaving at the end of the year, why play him now and not play McConnell?
Ball's out of bounds on the full.
The younger player.
Look no further than Redout's choice. Here's Swallow. Goes down towards the pocket. Hunt from behind. Should have punched. Ball falls in front in any case. Johnson. This is David Johnson. Spots Steve Johnson. Over the top, Swallow able to punch it away. Harvey gets the crumb to Grant. 70 metres out. Grant looks towards the middle. Thought about Rocker. Then a rather indiscriminate kick. Touched, though, by Corey. Missed by Egan. Over the top, Thompson. And he was a bit stiff there. It's a push in the back, and it will go to Egan. And the Geelong player goes down behind play. That was Corey. Has a word to the umpire as play goes on. Johnson, the short one to half back, taken by Harley. Plays on over the top, Riccardi. Riccardi goes to half forward on the lead, McCarthy. He's marked about 65 metres out.
One out with Ottens.
Ottens is the target. Petrie making it 2-on-1. It was too slow because Petrie just peeled off Cam Mooney as soon as he knew the kick was heading in Otten's direction.
And he took about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds to make that decision, McCarthy, and kick it. And players are covering 10 metres a second. It's just way too slow.
Jones found Andrew Swallow in game number 7. Kicks it towards Pratt, couldn't take the mark. Peter Riccardi onto the left foot, chips it around the body. Interesting option. Mackie. Now he sends it inside 50 to where Riccardi could have gone, and Altons takes the mark, but he's not having a great afternoon in front of goal.
Well, once it was a time back in his Richmond days, I tended to think he was perhaps the best set shot for a ruckman that I'd seen, and his record since those days has slipped away a bit, but he still is the holder of a wonderful, unique, I suppose, streamlined kicking action if he just gets it on the right starting point.
He's got a 2-to-1 ratio, 194 goals, 102, and that is perfect off the boot, and the Cats are a-coming.
Ooh, yes. One more game on. They're winning a fair bit of the footy now, and the thing that is really pleasing for them is they're actually rebounding the ball out of the back line with a little bit more pace. Some of their decision-making coming forward of the centre needs a bit of sharpening. A few minor concerns for that man there now. Got a fair buffer still.
Yes, they've whittled 10 points off the half-time deficit, 9-5-5-6 now. That was a wonderful kick by Brad Ottens, whose hands have been working well on the forward line. He's taken some good grabs. McIntosh couldn't go anywhere with the football. Corey gets a hand pass, intercepted though by Grant. He in turn hand passes out wide. Well done by Mackie. Got rid of an opponent there in McIntosh, but then fumbled the footy under pressure. Harding gives it immediately back.
Oh, Jace almost ran for that one, mate.
Nearly, mate, nearly.
The old urges, eh? Kelly got it from Hunt, untidy at the feet of Wojcinski, stolen by Harvey, goes to Rocker inside the centre square. Thompson, the only man for the Kangaroos inside the forward 50, offers a lead. It goes in that direction. Thompson takes the mark. A little too easy.
Just moving around an awful lot, Nathan Thompson. You've given Matty Scarlett something to think about today. It's a very good battle. See, he just then led up once or twice, then back to goal, and then brings it back up again. And Matty Scarlett not that quick to react.
That was just a reward for hard work there by Thompson.
Wasn't it?
Yep. And a bit casual by Geelong, who really didn't get numbers back. They were sort of halfway between Thompson and the kicker.
He's going to have to go at the right-hand goal post here.
Going at his second goal. Starts it at that goal post. It's bending back. I think it's okay. He likes it. That's his second goal. Timely for the Kangaroos.
Well, they shot themselves in the foot. That handball in the centre of the ground some 45 seconds ago that was intended for Wojcinski dropped at his feet. Boomer Harvey picks it up. And there was 3 other Geelong players around him who just couldn't make that errant handball.
Two goals to Nathan Thompson and Bomber Thompson with some work to do. From the ball up.
It's a big bounce.
Hale and King. Corey almost bumped off it by Sinclair, who's already got a victim today in Ablett Jr. Mackie. Wojcinski didn't really need to go back to David Johnson. He says, no, you go. And Wojcinski does go. Sends a long ball inside 50. Chapman with it fly. Can't mark. Lower. Good punch, and Lower takes it away. Little handball wide. Mixing it up. Ferrito, Jones, Rawlings. And Ferrito with the takeaway outside 50. Kick in the direction of Urch. And he got a push in the back. Callum Urch will take it.
Wells off. Schwarz on for the Kangaroos.
How many possessions for Wells this afternoon? Haven't called his name too much. Only 6 possessions. This is Petrie. Kicks towards the forward pocket. It runs away from McIntosh and goes across the boundary line.
And in the first quarter, there was one point where he had 3 in the one plate. 2 handball give and gets. So he's been exceptionally quiet.
Boundary throw in inside the attacking 50 then. Hale battles with King, falls in front, taken by Johnson. Out of defence, the high one towards the wing. Jones running back with a flight of it, takes the mark. Simpson wants a short one. Jones had a lot of loose football this afternoon, goes to Simpson. Bartel couldn't get there in time. Nobody stands the mark. Simpson wants to go, looks across the ground, forced to come back to Jones. Jones under pressure now. Eventually sees a man peel off. That's Rocker, and Rocker, Big Sav, has taken the mark inside the centre square. Sets Petrie a task. His marking has been good this afternoon. Petrie about 65 metres out, decides to go, sets it up, pulls the kick slightly, reaching up and taking the grab is Grant. He wasn't the tallest man, but he was the man in position A, and the kick was centimetre perfect.
Well, he's a good body-on-body player. When he gets the same size and shape against him, and James Kelly is not going to match him in an aerial duel. He never jumps at the footy above his head. Always keeps 2 feet on the ground and pushes and shoves and can still mark it overhead, and that's how we got Kelly under the footy.
This could be a knee buckler. Grant, 15 metres out, comes in and kicks his second. Cats in trouble despite their best efforts.
Well, Dennis, you were querying the touches of Daniel Wells. Only 6, but Corey Jones, 20 touches since quarter time off the half-back flank. Just a wonderful afternoon at finding the footy, running forward of the play as well.
He's a guy who uses the ball pretty well too, isn't he?
Kangaroos too late withdrawals. Lee Brown and Troy Makepeace watching on.
Told they're uninjured.
Are they?
Apparently, that was the word from Jace.
Just dropped.
Mooney in the centre now.
They need somebody. Kelly. And now Corey looks up.
Staggers.
Chips the kick. And almost it is Sinclair. Gathered his own crumb. Sends it wide to Petrie, who's having a golden afternoon. Little wobble. Picks it up. Rawlings. And now Simpson, the captain down the wing. 71 plays 36. I know they've got the Cats on the ropes. Goes back to Rawlings. It goes back to Jones. Possession number 21. Steve Johnson has not been near him the whole afternoon. And given, I suppose, that Jones is a defender, that's kind of understand that he wouldn't be with him all the time. But, geez, letting him have plenty of the ball.
That's possession number 27. It's 21 since quarter time. So that's 1 quarter and 12 minutes of play.
It's even worse then, and he got it again. So that's 28 to. And there's Steve Johnson. Do we count that possession? Harris picks it up, spins around and misses. Earlier behind.
That would have hurt, wouldn't it? They're in desperate trouble. Cats just don't look like it at the moment. They gave a whimper to start the term, but it's so important to their season, this game. And they're finding it very tough. More of the same. Johnson dropped the mark. David will get the free kick from umpire Goldspink. Held without it. Darren Goldspink officiating in his 350th game. 5 grand finals. Bartel, Milburn, pushing up through half-back. Has the obligatory bounce. His second one. Through the centre wicket area, being pursued by Schwarz, goes to Wojcinski. He runs in earnest. Wojcinski goes down towards the pocket. The mark is taken by Ottens. That was better.
Has to honour the lead now because Drew Petrie, with Mooney going into the centre onto the ball, Petrie's decided, I'm just going to float across the half-back line, somewhere about 30 metres out from goal, and any long kick that goes to Ottens, I'll be the third man up to pick it off.
Ottens goes short to Stokes, and Stokes at full stretch takes the mark, virtually behind the man standing the mark for Ottens. That was the biggest danger, that Watt would touch the football.
On the way through, yeah. Here we go. And as we see here, Wojcinski's had a real dig today. Egan's been all right down back. There you go. That's a tough kick. Loft it over the man on the mark, but drop it into the path of the oncoming player.
Stokes.
Take his best.
Kicks. Well, it's close to his best. Hit the post. Our first poster, I think, of the afternoon. It's been something of a rarity. Interesting when players carry the ball sometimes. In the old days in inverted commas, People said it confused the forwards, but these days a ball carrier sometimes, given the nature of the way forward lines are constructed with numbers back, it buys time for the forwards to create some space and some distance from the man they're on.
And it also has a lot to do with where that ball carrier releases the footy from. If he's still getting a kick over about 40 metres plus, same thing again. It just allows you time to read the flight of the ball, where it's going and where you should intercept it.
Harvey and Ed Lowe are just sharing it around, and they do pretty well. Created some space. Harvey, 3 bounces outside 50. Go down the middle, gets around Steve Johnson with ease. Petrie. Harvey loops it wide, and there's Johnson's man, Jones, with another possession. High inside 50, well worked. Shannon Grant in the pocket will have a crack at goal. Tough kick from there, but everything going the Kangaroos' way at the moment.
Look, this is getting beyond a joke. Corey Jones has 11 possessions this quarter. Let's forget the 28 or push 30 that he's got. That's a back flanker there with all the time in the world, who spots up an incredibly dangerous small forward. I reckon I'd stand Cameron Ling out there concussed and say, you're going to do more than Steve Johnson.
29-year-old Shannon Grant, 254th game. Left foot kick is punched through by Cam Mooney. Only a behind.
Got to do something about Jones. Well, if the best you can do is a concussed player, though, Derm, I don't know about that.
It's just
maybe take. I've always thought about the blood capsule. It's an undervalued resource, I think, in today's game. Give Steve Johnson one. If you can get close enough, just smear him with blood. Opportunity for Enright. Tapped wide. I thought you would like that.
I love it.
Corey went to ground. In fact, I've said that for years, and it's, as I say, something that really hasn't got its moment in the sun and should have. Boundary throw in. Down to what's left half forward.
There you go. Look at this. I mean, they should be playing for the world here. Geelong has not sat inside the top 8 since round 5 this season. They're playing for a spot in the finals.
Enright closed down immediately by Swallow.
The only thing I'd do is send a blood capsule out to Steve Johnson through another player and smear it on him, so he has to come off.
But there's hardly anyone to come on, Derm. That's the problem.
I'd bring on thin air at the moment.
We've got limited resources.
I know.
Charging through Simpson. Look at Wells go. That's better. Whoops. He was trying to sort of lose the man in the shadows, but realised he was in the shadows and couldn't see the man shadow. That makes sense. Swallow, Simpson.
This
Harris.
is a training drill.
Are they mocking the opposition?
Absolutely. Look at this. This is
slapped out of there by Wells. Comes back to Jones.
That's the most insulting form of play you can give against an opposition. They're still getting out of jail. Ferrito on the end of it. And look, Green will get it now and goal.
I'll handle it, Dirk. Green inside the forward 50.
It's embarrassing.
It's no party without Jones. He brought the whistles. Short one goes in short, as you'd expect, to Grant.
Don't let him throw you, Den.
Well, Dermot's just run with it. I mean, you know.
I've got to find a new job.
Well, I thought you were going to do skating professionally.
Well, don't squeeze me out of mine just yet.
Apparently it's just up to you whether you want it or not.
Hang on. There's Grant. Kicking from 45 metres. Not a bad-looking effort, just out to the left. Behind.
Sharing the ball around a fair bit, the Kangaroos. Here's Bomber Thompson. That's what he thinks of it.
Whoops.
Yes.
We only had time to show one of those from Bomber. There's been a few dozen. Milburn to himself. Into trouble. Out of trouble. Chip kick perfect. Straight down the middle to Wachinski. Mackie. Held up by Schwarz. He's got Mooney wide. He's got McCarthy on the move. He's got Ottens long. He goes Ottens long. Gets there. Makes the spoil. Steve Johnson beaten for it by Jones.
You're going to get...
Surprise, surprise. Petrie.
Not that saying that.
Oh, you blokes.
Look, I suppose it's the body language as well. People used to have a go at Dale Lewis because of the body language was not great, but he used to get the job done. Steve Johnson's body language is not great.
You talked over a Jones possession there, Dermot.
Well, sorry, you'll have another 20 times to call him.
Grant goes wide. Down there is Simpson, caught by Bartell. Got the kick away. Jess Sinclair keeps it alive. No, he doesn't. Peter Riccardi takes him across the line. Umpire says, you ducked, Jess. We'll get a ball in.
Poor old Jono. It's like Day of the Jackals with microphones.
Maybe it's what he needs.
Thrown in. McIntosh knocked it down. Swallow loved his game.
Good, this kid.
Good evasion, kicks it down towards half forward, close to the boundary line, which is an art form in itself these days. Players taking it forward almost invariably, kick it close to the boundary line for that sort of result and a chance to regroup. 14 touches in this term, Corey Jones.
I'd say now you're starting.
No, Dermot handed it to me. I'm just part of your propaganda machine.
I'm part of Dwayne's. He's trying to move him.
Scramble. And we'll have a ball up. Just under 3 minutes till three-quarter time. Kangaroos 74, Geelong 37. It's a worry, though. People put things down in front of you and just read them. I want no part of it. Mooney slaps it down. Green applies a tackle on Johnson.
Careful of the next one. It could be a phone number.
I'm just thinking of Ron Burgundy reading the auto cue. Don't you dare.
Possession time. The Kangaroos are well up on their average for the season today, and they're sharing it around. They've doubled the Cats in this third quarter for uncontested possession.
Bartell Hunt and earlier the Campster. Now a chance for Johnson. Steve Johnson.
Oh,
he hasn't lost his confidence. No. He's telling them what to do. He kicks down towards the attacking 50 and finds a man. Chapman would be about 55 metres from goal. 11-8, 5-7, approaching three-quarter time, and the Cats in desperate trouble. Goes long, sliding it across the face. In effect, McCarthy hands to it. Petrie. And they'll run it out once more. Schwarz. Got it from Swallow. Unkind bounce for Rocker. Battles there with Scarlett, who appeals for a kick off the boot of Rocker. Out of bounds on the full is what he wanted. Nothing doing.
Looked a little out of bounds on the full from here.
Yep.
Yep.
From the ball in. Umpire Goldsmith probably told them to stop complaining and get on with it.
Oh, there you go again.
King. Steve Johnson, not 15, play on. Got a kick away. Wells sends it back inside defensive 50. Petrie, and they can reload again, the Kangaroos. Pratt pokes it to Rawlings. The lead comes from Rocker in his direction. He's got it.
Oh, Scarlett got an accidental backhander there, I reckon.
Severio Rocker to have a shot from just outside the paint, you would think. Well within his range. And he's had a couple of siders now at this end. Still yet to kick one, but we'll start it right. And slowly draw it back.
92 possessions for the Kangaroos in this quarter, so they could hit 100 in the third.
Well, superstar he's been. 10-time club-leading goal kicker, Sav Rocker. It's about to give him the big wrap-up. 7 times with Collingwood, of course, 3 times with the Roos, and that wasn't one of his better ones.
Short one to Enright. Clock running down to three-quarter time. Here's Johnson. Steve Johnson goes across the ground. Egan feeds it back. David Johnson towards half forward, coming up and taking the mark at full tilt as Mooney plays on quickly towards the pocket. Ottens is there, takes a very good grab. Ferrito was coming across on the angle with courage, but Ottens took the mark. He's taken some strong marks on the lead today.
Hands have been all right, haven't they?
Yeah. He needs to kick them, though, and he's found himself generally kicking from long range. Pratt is down again.
The sign will put him off here.
You see Pratt a little bit groggy, and his man gets the footy after the siren. Mackie claiming it was a mark. Pratt saying something happened to me. Did you see Pratt get up and try and run to him? He almost collapsed there. An umpire Goldspink insisting that he get the football, and rightly so.
Let's just revisit it once more.
What?
So we're saying that the siren was after he marked it.
Oh, sure. Maybe once more. See if we can put the snickometer on it, hey, Drano?
I think we spliced it. There we go.
Definitely before it got to him.
So what happened last time? Did we splice them on separate tapes?
All right,
well,
nonetheless.
That up, didn't it?
Absolutely did. Yeah. Nonetheless, the Kangaroos go in at three-quarter time. Handsome leaders here on Sunday football. 11-9, 75 to the Cats. 5-7, 37.
Welcome back to the Kangaroos' final home game at Monaco, where it's three-quarter time, and the story so far for the Kangaroos, they were off to the perfect start. Rawlings, the opening goal of the match, he ended up kicking the opening two, and then Shannon Watt all the way from fullback, goals on the run. Other side of the equation, the worst possible start for the Cats. Cameron Ling concussed, Gary Ablett Jr. an AC joint. Both players on the bench, and then Cameron Mooney on report. The hip and shoulder late to the back of Daniel Pratt. At quarter time, Kangaroos led by 23 points before Callum Urch kicked his first goal in AFL football. Brad Alton was able to get one back. Shannon Grant cleaned up, and the 50-minute penalty gave him the goal that helped the Kangaroos to a half-time lead of 33 points. The Cats came out a couple of goals back-to-back, Enright and Ottens from a set shot. But just when everyone had hopes of a stunning return to the game, they were put back out of it by the Shannon Grant goal, the steady influence. Bomber Thompson, his reaction in the box tells the story. At three-quarter time, it's the Kangaroos by 38 points. 11-9, 75 to 5, 7:37. Nathan Thompson, 2 goals. Shannon Grant, 2, and Rawlings, 2 for the Kangaroos, and for the Cats, Ottens and Mooney.
Umpire Goldspink's got the footy.
We'll have a look at the going forward stats there. And you see the inside 50s very, very even, 35 to 34. The ball usage and the way they are getting it in there with pace is a big difference between these two sides today.
Final term of the Kangaroos' tenure here in Canberra. Corey, hand passes back to Milburn. Pushing up the ground is Harley. Harley spots a man moving to space, finds Chapman. Chapman is 70 metres out and running. Runs to the 50, got the first goal in the third term. The Breeze grabs this one, pushes it across the goal front, knocked back across the line by Ferrito, conceding the behind. Grabs the same footy and comes in very quickly. Swallow, who's found his spot in this team this afternoon on the wing. From right half back, little chip into the path of the running player Pratt. Pratt goes long down towards half forward, lurking behind the pack. Getting the quick hand pass away was Grant. Thompson kicks and misses.
Should come out the other side this time with a bit of pace. Hunt sees his man out here, and right, they'll go up the middle of King.
Takes the mark, Stephen King. Hunt, now Mackie. Enright from half-back, just pokes the pass. Made it tough for Tom Harley. He had to wait for it to bounce. Now he has to backtrack all the way to half-back. Tries to hit Mackie with the kick, and Mackie takes the mark in opposition to Harvey on the wing. Andrew Mackie, who started on the bench, and number 33 for him. Pops it over the top. Wojcinski. 60 out, sends it along to the goal square. Down there is Bartel, just over the back of he and Swallow. Only a behind of the Cats.
Jones, a possession that won't count on his tally, which is massive. Found Harvey, scoots away, comes to the wing. Grant immediately wants to go, then decides to settle.
33 possessions, Dennis, for Corey Jones. His previous high in AFL was 26. He's blown that out of the water.
Sinclair, forward of half back.
34.
It's like a Tokyo taximeter, isn't it? Just ticking over. There goes the kick from Jones. Burrito up there with Harley, cast in the role of a rover. Watt gets it away to Wells. Wells kicks inside the forward 50. Rocker, was he edged under the football? No free kick. Getting back is Egan. Picks it up just inside the line to Scarlett. Spots a loose man and Enright. Nobody near him, so he can run around the outer side. Confronted, though, by Wells, who got there quickly. That's his specialty. Kelly a fumble. Wells did well. Cut him off at the pass. Enright could have been taken high. No free kick. Straight arm from King.
I reckon he's sconned him with the footy. I reckon he's just nutted him with the footy. What's this? Oh, no, left hand. Yes. Looking over the distance from here. Yeah, that's a free every day.
Wells wasting no time. Big leap by Schwarz. Couldn't hang on. Picked up by King. Wojcinski released then. From behind, Swallow. Fingertips to it. Battles with Bartel close to the boundary line. Still Swallow goes. Gee, he's been good, Swallow. Well, they've heard the call from Bartel. As it was, Bartel helped him out because it wasn't deliberate. Bartel was the man who touched it across the line. Let's go down to Jace.
Yeah, look, three-quarter time, Bomber Thompson spent a bit of time talking with the Geelong doctor. He took Cameron Ling into the rooms there after the three-quarter time address, and he's had some sort of test, so he may well come back on the ground.
Swallow got it from Sinclair and passes to Schwarz. Too far out to score. The lead comes from Thompson into the pocket. Got a fingernail to it. Shannon Grant caught by Egan. Back to Thompson. Not a bad kick to the goal square. Sav's down there. So to Urch. He lays the tackle. Severio paddles it out. Still a chance here for the Kangaroos. Cats under more pressure. Picked up at half-back, though. And a high kick from Chapman. No one can mark it. Hale went in hard. Jones, little handball out. Enright on hands and knees. Ball comes to Hunt. Now to Bartel. Open forward line. Just needs to hit a target. Over the head of Petrie. Otten's down there. Half held. Umpire said play on. He keeps it alive. What? Petrie. And they get out of trouble again. Pratt can head to the outer side. And he's got Wells in a paddock.
Oh, look at this. He can run down to the 50. Can Chapman get across and cut him off on the angle? Not required. He decides to release it. And that was a good mark by Schwarz. He's going to be a very good player, this young man. Seen him a bit lately in the last month. He's flourished. Just pops it inside the 50. Green, is it paid? Play on's the call. Harley gets back inside the defensive 50. Rather careless kick, but it's okay. Chapman takes the mark.
He's looking all at his teammates who are all stagnant or stationary targets. Cannot find anybody on the move.
Chapman goes for distance then. King, well, he didn't touch the football. He's outmarked by Wells. Wasn't a bad place to put it, but as it turned out, not a good result. Harvey finds Green. Green, 75 metres from goal, goes looking for Shannon Grant. Coming over the top, Egan thumps it towards the boundary line. Milburn feeds it back. Chapman, who's tried hard this afternoon, running out of space. Hugs the boundary with the kick. Wells is in front, takes another mark. Kangaroos to Enright that time.
118 marks for the afternoon, only 4 of them contested.
Oh, that was too clever a kick even for Sinclair, who gets a free kick from umpire Goldspring. What a wonderful kick by Harvey. Found a way through a wall of players. Watch this, goes with the outside of the right boot. And I don't think Sinclair thought anyone could get it through there.
Loads up to Sinclair. Long kick. Thompson with the fly. No mark. Off hands. Harding around the body. Back pocket. Caught was Mackie. He'd taken across the line. We'll get a ball in.
Well, Harvey kicked then reminiscent of a rugby league kick into the end area for a try. Andrew Johns would have been proud of that.
King. Hale. Milburn. Mackie from the back pocket to Bartel. Half-back flank. This could be a season-shattering loss for the Cats. Short pass to Mooney, who's on report and may not play next week. Mackie pokes it, hoping for and finding Stokes. Handball good. Hunt. Over the top. Enright can run in. Open goal. Handball over the top.
Don't drop it.
Ottens with the sign in the background in the last game for the Roos. 3 goals for Brad Ottens. The police were looking for that sign a little earlier on, and they might yet take it down.
Fishwick. Yeah, I just thought he overcooked the handball then when he went over the top. Just seemed to wait and wait for an eternity before he drew out Shannon Watt. I thought he might have overcooked it, but had to reach up above his head, and he's a 6'6", 6'7" man. He's got 3 though.
It's amazing, your memories of cities, isn't it? Those fans down there travel up from Melbourne. Oh, they were the good old days. Knocked down by King. Harvey goes after it. In the opposite direction, though, his teammate Green inside the 50 yet again. Egan gathers the bouncing ball, arches the back, slips away, and then slips. Thompson came to him, not in time. Wojcinski outside the defensive 50 to Egan, hard against the boundary line, kicks it up the wing, tailor-made for the man behind. Urch able to punch it away. Corey in the grasp, gets a hand pass to Milburn, finds Mackey surrounded. Nice balk, goes down towards half forward, missed Mooney, Kelly missed it. Going back in front, Petrie soccers it towards umpire Goldspink, who resisted the temptation. Now a chance for Harding, taken by Sinclair, one of the very best on the ground this afternoon. Jones rarely has had that problem this afternoon. Ottens, an opponent, got at him, but not in time. Here's Watt, got it from Sinclair. They'll try the outer side now, having been denied on the broadcast wing. And Pratt's got the football. 76 plays 45, but time is running out for the Cats.
Daniel Pratt starting to establish himself as a regular and a good player with the Kangaroos. Had that short stint with the Brisbane Lions, of course. But now a solid contributor. Short pass is good to Hale. And they can just eat up some more time if they like, the Kangaroos. They look to have sewn this one up in the first term when they had a 6-goal-2 quarter. Rawlings chipping it, maintaining possession along the wing. Shannon Grant. And again, they just take some time because it's on their side. In their last home game here at Manuka, the Kangaroos. Long kick, might take it. And a little chip kick off the side of the boot. Mackey got on the end of it. Pass over the top is perfect. Hunt straight down the middle to Mooney. Okay, open forward line. Otten's on the lead. Petrie getting back. Otten's got hand to it. Petrie tries to collect it. Watts down there, slips. Petrie stole it back again. Corey Jones twisting and turning, and well played by Steve Johnson, forced it behind.
It's amazing, isn't it? Ottens has kicked 3, but even on a good day, he spends more time on the deck than Captain Stubing. Out of the back pocket, Petrie out wide. Rawlings comes up and takes the mark, but Ottens has had one of his better days today. Outnumbered that time and could have been held. Here's Pratt, all of which doesn't change the scoreboard. Lower. 11-10 plays 6-10. Not impossible. There's the time remaining, but highly unlikely. Wide. Oh, clever mark, Grant, stretching. Just hung onto it with his fingertips. I mean, they've kicked 6 the entire game, the Cats. It's asking a lot to kick 5, or in excess of 5, actually, in the last 10 minutes. Simpson, who along with Grant started on the bench this afternoon, so daring tactics by Dean Laidley, who's had a terrific day. Of course, Mark Thompson hamstrung to a certain extent, not much flexibility given the injuries. Here's Thompson, he snaps and a behind.
It's Ablett and Ling virtually unable to play any part. It's about the first 5 minutes of the game. Milburn making it tough there for Bartel. Now they chip it around in defence, and Johnson, David, Bartel, Mackey, who's getting a bit of it in this last term. Steve Johnson. Ottens is on the move inside 50. He just pops it up. Ottens and Watt. Ottens gets there. Watt, good fist. Stokes couldn't collect it. Petrie, who's played that loose man in defence role beautifully.
He's not a crumbing forward, young Matthew Stokes, for a little bloke. Now this is that insulting football.
That is That tells a story about how bad the Cats have been. Corey Jones can have 2 bounces whilst not moving. On the one spot. Kicks to the midfield. Simpson. Swallow. Another good afternoon for him at the office. Wide kick. Grant. David Johnson. Boundary line beats them both and will get a ball in. Jason on the boundary.
Yeah, Dwayne, the Kangaroos have really rammed home that advantage with the Cats a couple of players short. The interchanges are 51-28, so they've really run them off their legs.
And not that those types of bounces have any indication on the run and carry, but running bounces 45-8. Geelong have only bounced the ball 8 times today, so they just don't run through the lines.
You've got to have it to bounce it, though.
Bartell bounces off an opponent. Milburn, Enright, running through midfield. Good-looking kick, and Ottens get there. No, Petrie. Oh, that would have hurt. Petrie bending back, valiant attempt at the mark. That was gutsy. And Watt, so off in the way. The third mouse gets the cheese. He runs away with the football, goes down towards half forward. Thompson battles down there with Egan, works his way in front as Thompson. Worked off the lane of the football. Bartell did well. Got it up to David Johnson, to Steve Johnson, who kicks inside the forward 50. Ottens in front, troubled by the sun, but takes the mark. But there is no Geelong player in the square. Chapman, well, they didn't think their way through that very well. This needs to bounce through for a goal, because Ottens, by playing on, meant that unless Chapman could run and score, there was no advantage in that at all. There were only Kangaroos back there, and as it was, he kicked behind them and it bounced through for a behind, but he may have been better placed just waiting.
Watt got it from Sinclair, kicks it towards Casey Green, got bumped out of the contest well. Getting back Paul Chapman, who did the bumping. He's got the short pass if he wants it, and he goes to Stokes, half volley. Good knock of the ball away by Ed Lower. Steve Johnson. Bartell. Cam Mooney from 60. Joel Corey spears it towards goal. It's marked on the goal line by Hunt. No angle to contend with here. And with 7.5 minutes on the clock, the Cats have a chance in the closing stages to wallpaper over a few cracks.
You don't think they can win?
No.
Okay.
Well, they're 4 down. You can't see them getting quick enough transfer of the ball from one end to the other in this sort of time here.
Getting a lot more of the ball, though, aren't they?
They are, only because I think the Kangaroos have just packed up and decided they're already looking for a bit of sunshine up north.
So the margin is 4 goals. Just under 7.5 minutes remaining. McCarthy on the ball, beaten by McIntosh, stolen by Wojcinski, who's tried hard, kicks it inside the forward 50. Jones over the top, almost the mark, goes after the football, trying to help him. Pratt flicks it out, taken by Swallow, gets a hand pass to Rawlings. Rawlings, beautiful kick. Just lurking back there is Simpson. Little chip, and Grant takes the mark. So any thought of a recovery by the Cats could be put to rest here. Thompson's got it.
One of the pleasing things that comes out of today, besides the win, the Kangaroos are sitting on 5 wins, so it's not going to do a great deal for their season, except give them some confidence for the last handful of games of this season. One of the great things is we talk about coaches say, I want to see if this bloke can play. He's thrown a kid in the middle today called Andrew Swallow, and by and large, most of us didn't know whether he could play at league level, but he's shown today he's capable.
Thompson comes in and nails it down.
Well, Big Tomo, he's had 7 shots at goal today. Oh, sorry. Make that 8 shots. 3 goals, 5.
Going to pick you up on that.
Thanks for that. I picked myself up. Eighth shot at goal for Tom. He's got a couple of snaps across the body on the non-dominant side, but 3 goals, 5.
44 goals for the season now for Nathan Thompson. Gee, that's a low attendance, 9,561. The lowest ever, 7,000 222. That was against the Dogs back in 2004, but it's nowhere near their bigger numbers. Bartel. Chance for Riccardi. Pokes the pass. Corey. 50 from goal. Loads up, sends it long. It's coming back, but not enough. And it is out of bounds on the full or out of play. It's out of play. We'll get a ball in. 83 to 53. 6 minutes from full time. The Kangaroos will get 4 points. That probably can't use, really, unfortunately for them. And it's out of play again. Oof. They're in that twilight zone, the Kangaroos, where they can't make the 8. And with each win on the way home, they lift themselves up the ladder and get a later draft choice.
Not necessarily what they want. Johnson decides to kick it from the first row. That's an amazing place to kick it from. Diving after the football is Enright. Well done by Swallow. Brilliantly played. Got the hand pass back. And around the outer side, McIntosh puts the ball towards the wing. Clever by Milburn. Over the top. Riccardi plays it back towards Milburn. Was he pushed in the back? Well played. Like a cork in the ocean. Milburn just pops it away to Riccardi. Centering kick, and the mark is taken by Mackey. Mackey directly in front. I doubt he could kick the distance. This hasn't been the scoring end. The Cats doing a lot of attacking at the moment. They have throughout this last quarter. Mackey's kick. Oh, forget about that. He puts it straight through the middle. 5 minutes remain.
Yeah, we'll just wait to see if they get any more, Dan, in the next 90 seconds or so before we say, could they? If they did, it would be remarkable.
We've already had the knee buckler. We can't go back on that.
That's why we'll wait.
That's official.
We'll wait on that. Good kick, though.
4 goals the margin. 5 minutes left. And a good bounce to restart it. King in the ruck. The captain for the Cats knocks it down. Stolen by Swallow. Kick smothered. Corey caught a little high, and the Cats will get the takeaway. Not allowed to play onto advantage. We'll come back to Joel Corey. Chips it to Bartel, and he can play on. No one in front of him. Spears the pass. Chapman backing back.
Well,
and he can make it 3 goals at the margin with about 4 minutes left on the clock.
They are winning in the centre, Dwayne.
In its way, this is gutsy. I mean, they've got no bench, so they're running it out pretty well.
Well, that's just the thing. They're almost not running it out. They're just winning it with possession now out of the centre. Chapman did run back, but to receive the kick, he's got to go straight at the near goal post and just let the breeze bring it around to the centre of the goal face.
One of the better kicks at goal on this Geelong team. He started at left. It's working. And not enough.
A handy point.
It's a bit early. The margin's a bit big to be kicking a handy point first, though, Derm.
That's one of the things we'll miss from this ground, though. The posts resonate, don't they? Like a giant bassoon. Here's Ferrito on the outer side. Running. Kicks towards half forward. Not his best effort. Hard one to mark. Harley did well.
They run out wide if they can get quickly down the ground.
Mackey at centre half back. Where will he go? Into the path of Bartel. That's ambitious. As a result, they pay the price. Oh, clever kick by Harris. When Grant finds himself 60 metres from goal, no one to go to, so bides his time. Comes back to Sinclair. Spots Harvey.
Oh, what a dart. Over the head of the man in front. I think it was Mackey.
Yes.
And dropped it onto... And he had about a 3 or 4 metre circle in reality to hit the ball into. Look at that.
In the shadows.
Beautiful.
Just lurking in the shadows.
Played a good game, Jess Sinclair.
That indicates it's over. It's official.
We've had a knee trembler already. If he gets this, what could it be?
Knee buckler. You're getting your sports confused. Here comes Harvey. Runs around, opens the goal. The opposite pocket off hands. That ball's not coming out, and we'll have a ball up. 3 minutes to go. The margin 23 points. Awesome.
Oh, there's a payout for our 350-game umpiring superstar Darren Goldsmith. At least they've helped make the occasion for him by giving him some vintage crowd talk. Stumped through for a behind. Hunt to bring it in for the Cats. Steve Johnson drifting down to half-back, sends it wide. Tom Harley, nice grab. 84 plays 60. 4 goals the margin. And it's going to look a relatively respectable loss for the Cats. Harvey gets back and takes the mark on the wing and pokes it to Jess Sinclair. So you look at this scoreline at the end of the season and say, well, it's a hard-fought win to the Kangaroos, but they had this locked up very, very early on. In fact, this margin was virtually the quarter-time margin. They led by 23 points at the first change.
Burrito, only one man wanted it. Rocker comes up and marks on his chest, and the crowd suggesting that for old time's sake, we should slam this one through. In the background, the Jack Pingleton scoreboard all the way from the MCG.
He's going to have a go.
He is going to have a go. Gets onto it. LA Raiders, here I come. And the mark is taken on the line by Thompson.
He's got some hang time on that baby, didn't he?
Sense of occasion. That has gone about 70. And that is a goal assist in its way. His teammates flock to him. Thompson runs around and kicks another goal, his 4th. And the Cats are on their knees.
That is a wonderful description. It was the sense of the occasion, wasn't it? The game's done and dusted. I'll just have a bit of fun, a bit of kicking training.
It's a beauty, isn't it?
Oh, what a bomb. And as much as it was a bit of fun, it went that far, it basically went over the pack that had formed in the goal square and found a, although they were only clear by a metre, it was a one-on-one battle.
Kangaroos have been responsible for 99% of the entertainment factor here this afternoon. They've turned it on, and Severio Roca on cue with that big torpedo spiral. Seemed to gather momentum in the air and head for about another 20 metres. Bartel gets the takeaway, sends it inside 50. Petrie, as he has done all afternoon, getting back in the hold, takes a strong mark. Burrito. Pratt runs for him. Kick from Pratt not so good. Makes it tough for Harding. Boundary line looming, and Harding taps it out of play in this, the last home game here for the Kangaroos. There it is. 75 odd metres from the SAF.
King only as far as Harris. Hasn't Petrie marked well today. That's a good kick, and Grant accelerates away from Milburn, if you don't mind. Lower, chopped off though by Stokes. Milburn runs on. Awkward bounce. Harvey, Grant, that sort of day. Grant goes towards half forward. Awkward half volley, but carried forward in the tackle is Schwarz. Advantage is played. No, it's not. Grant wanted to go. We're down to 46 seconds. Schwarz. Few youngsters to look forward to for the Kangaroos. Swallow and Schwarz. Both of them very good today. Rawlings. A long way from goal. As the clock starts to run. Doubtful whether Geelong will get the ball back. Sounds like the draft has started down in front of us already. Very talkative gentleman. Schwarz. You're talking to me? There's Hale. So they just keep it off Geelong. The final indignity as the clock runs down to 0. It's all over in more ways than one. At Monica, Harvey says, I want to take a shot after this iron. Not his best effort, but a resounding victory to the Kangaroos, who from the get-go this afternoon with an appetite for the game, and those early goals really made it simply too hard for Geelong, who were undermanned after early injuries. To the man on the right wing, he should be okay for next week. If we peel back, no sign of Gary Ablett Jr., who's done a shoulder, and he's most unlikely. And Cam Mooney is on report. There's Gary Ablett Jr. The first 5 minutes this afternoon, it seemed an innocuous bump from Jess Sinclair, but it was enough to put him down and off the ground. But the Kangaroos post their 6th victory of the season, and they were the masters all day. They end their tenure here in Canberra, and as I said, when they ran onto the ground this afternoon, a smattering of boos. So some people a little disappointed to see them go. But Dean Laidley had a very good day in the coach's box this afternoon too, aided by the fact that his opponent, Mark Thompson, didn't have the machinery and the cattle to move around simply because of those early injuries. Checking that final scoreline, Kangaroos 13-12, win in fine style over Geelong 8-12.
Dean Laidley sends his boys out, and they will go to, you would imagine they'll run down to the points of the ground and thank the people of Canberra for supporting them. They're getting footies out of the middle of the ground, and they'll punt them out into the crowd, who didn't vote with their bums on the seats today. Only 9,500 people turned up. Daniel Wells. Actually, you know what? They're very good little keepsakes, though. They're personally autographed right now. One bloke who you'd love to get the footy of, he had a career-high 36 possessions today, and he was just superb, is Joel Corey, and Corey Jones, and he is with Jason McCartney.
Yeah, Dermot, Corey, how long is it since you've actually played behind the ball in a half-back position?
Pretty new to me. I've been all over the shop last few weeks. To go back there and have a bit of an influence was good.
A bit of an influence, 36 possessions, 14 marks. You wouldn't have had that much playing half-forward before.
Yeah, I've had that many touches in about 4 weeks, so no, it's good.
And about the build-up for the game, obviously the fire at Arden Street last Saturday night, it's been a different preparation leading up to this game.
Yeah, it has been different, but it was actually good at Telstra. A change as good as a holiday, so all the boys have... it has been disappointing with the rooms, but, Telstra is a good spot, and yeah, we'll move on.
And some young players really stepped up today. Simo and Grant started on interchange nearly every quarter today, and Swallow in the middle as well.
Yeah, he's been really good for us lately, so, and him and Harrow and controlling it in the middle there, so to give them guys a go at it, first crack at it, and Simo and Shag to come on and halfway through the quarter and play their role, so it was really good.
Well done, Corey.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Jason. Thank you to Corey Jones.
I would say, Derm, that's as close as anyone has been to Corey Jones today.
Absolutely. I know we hooked into Steve Johnson. He fattened his stats by the end, coming up to the back flank.
Oh, you and Dwayne.
Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, I'm a bit sore in the shoulder. You twisted my arm into it. But no, look, he played a very poor game, Steve Johnson. They keep saying he can't train, he's not fit. Well, gee, I'd have played somebody else who was half fit, because I have never heard of a back flanker getting 36 possessions. One other bloke who had a wonderful afternoon of footy in his last game here at Monaco. He's played every game that the Roos have played here. Is Brent Harvey. He is with Jason McCartney right now.
We're on the run, mate. No, we won't.
Can't get Boomer.
I don't think we'll worry about it, Boomer.
He's been beset by fans now, so he's running away from Jace. There's Jace somewhere in the back there. Take someone out, Jace.
We might get one in, Dermy. We'll get one in.
That's the worst tag I've ever seen.
But just to go back to that, I cannot... hang on. There you go. Taken down.
That's the illegal picket, and Harvey gets away.
Beautiful. There he is, pat the hair down. I cannot remember a back flanker getting 36 possessions.
Is he allowed to interview the umpire, Darren Goldsby, our man? No.
Flawless today too, Darren Goldsby.
He was very good.
350.
Yeah, don't hook into him, whatever you do. How do you reckon Camel fared, Dennis, at the tribunal?
I think it'll be touch and go.
Ed Lower in the middle of the circle there for his first win with the club there. Well done, Dean Laidley applauding his boys, and weren't they good today? They led the Cats right from the outset, and they come home 5-goal winners here at Manuka. Their final game in Canberra, the Kangaroos 13-12-90 over Geelong 8-12-60.